And good morning from Scotty Ray Candace. It is April Fool's Day, and are you ready for anything that comes your way?
I guess. I hope nothing comes my way. You ain't got nothing up your sleeve, do you? What you gonna try to play a trick on me or something?
No, I was never a good trick player. It was not my thing.
Yeah, I can't tell a joke, and I probably wouldn't be good at a. I don't know though. I did pull a prank a while. I mean, years ago. Well, it wasn't just me. It was a bunch of us. But anyway.
You're not
going to
share?
Good. Well, I mean, it was just something at work. You wouldn't even understand.
But
a bunch of girls pulled a prank on somebody.
It is easy to get caught up in especially if you're not paying attention to what day it is.
Yeah.
And I look back on this. They say that this started on this date in 1700. That it got popular. That it kind of came about. And I forget who the old boy was that started it, but boy, did it stick.
I know. So I hope nobody pulls any kind of pranks on me today, but I don't think I can take the stress.
Jeremiah Johnson says, good morning from Seattle. So that's a good ways off there.
That is. Goodness.
So good morning to you. And that's most likely watching on the Twitch side as we broadcast this morning. Good. So there we go. Let's see here. Alan Jackson. Boy, this song, it doesn't seem... 2008 just seems like a week or two ago to me, but 2008 he was #1 with Small Town Southern Man. Do you remember that song?
I don't sing it for me.
I ain't no singer. You know I can't sing.
I'm sure if I listen to it, because I used to listen to Alan Jackson all the time. But
yeah, boy, we're going to have an education.
The Chattahoochee song is the one that stands at where he's skiing. Yeah, that was the main one.
It's just talking about being a small town Southern man.
Yeah.
But that was, let's see, the 3 Foot Festival is coming back to Meridian in May, I think, 14th and 15th.
Yeah.
That's going to be returning. And most things seem to be kind of coming alive again for us.
I'm glad, because I'm so ready to see. I know the mask mandate, I guess, was lifted, and now they've got it as a strong recommendation for masks. That's what they changed it to.
Right. Most people are going to go, who cares? Now, let me go.
Yeah, yeah. But there's still a lot of people who are wearing the mask, and of course we at work still have to wear the mask. The state board.
If you choose
regulated.
to do it, that's fine.
Right. But don't look at people like they're something's
alien.
wrong if they don't have their mask on.
Yeah, all you got to do is keep your distance. You got to get up in somebody's face, and I think you'll be fine.
I'm just ready to see people smile again and be able to talk to them and just, I don't know. I feel like the personal side has been gone for so long. When you're talking to somebody,
maybe recognize somebody again.
Right.
I'm telling you, mask, and you just don't.
I know. People will talk to me, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. But
if you can understand them through the mumbling.
I'll just usually pull my mask down,
Where was I at? One day this week, I paid for something, and it was a glass divider in between me and whoever, and I couldn't understand them. I literally had to get down and put my ear up to that little bitty hole at the bottom. And for the life of me, I can't remember where that was at the moment. But it was an ordeal to pay for what I wanted because I couldn't understand them.
Yeah.
With a mask and a piece of plastic between us.
Well, most people wear them on their chin anyway.
Yeah.
That I've been in the stores, even if it said mask, required, they would still have them pulled down on their chin.
Yeah.
Most of the time. But I wear mine at work. I do. I'm tired of it.
So are you the type that leaves to go to lunch and you have no makeup left from?
When I take it off, I laugh because when I look at my mask, I said, "This looks like Tammy Faye Baker had it on." Have you ever seen those shirts? I ran into Tammy Faye Baker, and it was like makeup all over, But that's what my mask looks like. But I'll have lipstick on my chin. I'm tired. I don't even know why I put it on because
you literally wouldn't have to have anything below the mouth there.
Just put you some eyes.
Who gonna see it? But we are starting to get a little bit better. We're tickled over that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. It was 1970, and I didn't realize this because you kept seeing them in magazines. I guess it didn't dawn on me. And you saw it on buses. But Nixon outlawed cigarettes and on TV and radio on this date in 1970.
Really?
But it remained in racing and it remained in magazines. You could still do that.
Yeah.
And so as a kid, I saw that. I didn't realize it was banned from television that long ago.
Well, I didn't realize that either. But, because you'd see them smoking everywhere. I remember when I was a kid, though, my mother was a hairstylist, and I mean, I can remember they smoked in the hair salon.
They smoked in the hospital.
I mean,
remember
they'd be
it.
doing hair.
Yeah. But there was ashtrays inside the hospital.
Yeah.
When I was in college, I remember that.
I will say this, though. I'm glad, and I know there's a lot of smokers, and I ain't trying to offend anybody, but I'm so glad that they banned it in, like, restaurants. In some, most restaurants, you can't smoke in
it's
them.
gone.
I'm glad, because I could not stand to sit there and try to eat. And,
smell.
like one of the restaurants in town just had, like, a piece of lattice work that separated the regular to the smoking section.
Boy, that really kept it out.
I know. I'm like, that didn't even help. So, but I'm glad that it's banned in the business.
Do you remember it used to be called, in the big wide world, the Winston Cup? That went away. You can't sponsor that anymore.
But, I mean, nothing aggravates me more than to get dressed, have my perfume on, fixing to go to work, and run in like a convenience store. Because not all convenience stores are smoke-free.
That's true.
Run in the convenience store and you smell like cigarettes when you come out.
But ironically, most people who quit smoking, and I am one of those who quit, can't be around it. It doesn't make me want one being around somebody. A lot of people say that when they smell it, they have that urge to get it. Yeah. But I'm okay with it. Doesn't faze me anymore. It's that willpower.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I mean, I grew up around a lot of smokers and stuff, and so I was used to it. But I don't know. I just never had that urge to smoke.
What was that old song? Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette years ago.
I ain't never heard that one.
Umpteen dozen years ago. That was an old one there.
Yeah.
Let's see. It was 1984 on this date, and it was horrific that it happened. Marvin Gaye was murdered by his dad in 1984 on this date, and of course he had a huge career ahead of him, and it was ended quickly. And as we go back down memory lane of things happen, no big famous birthdays today that I saw. Nobody that just jumped out. Well, let me take it back. Do you remember the Three Bells? Jim Ed Brown.
Oh,
do you remember Jim Ed?
I do remember Jim Ed Brown.
Jim Ed Brown had a birthday on this date. That's the only person I know of on the celebrity side that had one.
Okay.
I ain't had enough coffee. My voice keeps going out. I apologize.
I was like that yesterday.
It does happen. Mm-hmm. So what's on your big agenda today?
Just work today. So.
All right. Now, what about Easter egg hunt? Are you taking Alden to any big Easter egg hunt? Y'all doing it at home?
They're having a little Easter party at school today, and they get out early. We'll do an Easter. I bought a lot of little plastic eggs and stuff. We'll do one at the house this weekend. Because I think it's supposed to be pretty. So
I highly suggest moving to the plastic. If you still do the real eggs, you'll find them with a weed eater later.
Or a lawnmower. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that smells really, really good after they've been there for weeks and weeks.
It ain't pretty, is it?
No, it is not. It's not. Mm-mm.
So that's sort of the beginning of the day. We want to say good morning to Linda Jane, who's up.
Good morning, Linda Jane. And Linda Accord says good morning. It's a beautiful day, and it is a very beautiful day.
Right.
It is.
As we mentioned, Jeremiah was watching from Seattle. Joyce Godwin.
It's cold.
Oh, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Got to be.
Yes.
Donna Redmond is up. What a beautiful day. Mm-hmm. Elmer Talbert is watching with his wife from a hospital room this morning up at Anderson's. Thank y'all for watching. We appreciate that.
Yes, we do appreciate it.
Tiffany Allen, what are you doing, girl?
She's probably having her a warm cup of coffee this morning. I know I had me a couple of cups this morning because, I stuck my head out and it was so cold. Yesterday, I did get out there and covered up my plants. So if you hadn't done that, you better do it because tonight it moves from a watch to a freeze warning, I think.
It does. Let's pull that up and show everybody of what's going to be happening. I also want to say good morning to Linda Culpepper.
Yes.
She hopes we have a terrific Thursday. Let's see. Linda said she quit. It makes me sick to smell it. Now, some people it does if you're around that smoke, make you feel. But I don't know how I got by without it making me sick.
Yeah.
But let's see. Here's what we're looking at with the cold. This is coming in tonight, and we are in this significant area here in the Meridian area. Now, this is all of Philadelphia, Winston County, Columbus, Mississippi, all the way up to Cleveland, touching the Delta. Most of the Delta is going to be in this second stage of the elevated threat. We're in the bigger one here. Temperatures are probably going to be somewhere. They're saying 29. I'd put it at 30 to be on the safe side, but there is a chance it could be about 29 degrees, and that'll just kill your plants there. Yeah. As we look at the detailed forecast of this now, as we get into tonight, it's going to move in after 3 a.m. Low around 29, all that frost. Tomorrow it's widespread through about 8 o'clock. We're going to be gusty. And then tomorrow night, yet again, we'll get another frost beginning at around 2 a.m. It'll start forming. The low will be 33 going into Saturday morning. So don't put up your coverings just yet over one night. Make sure you get to about Sunday there before you quit doing this to be sure that your stuff will make it.
I hope that I went to the dollar store and got some of those plastic drop cloths. You know,
Yeah, I know.
You can get them for like $1, and they're huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I covered my azaleas because they were in full bloom, just so pretty. The little miniature ones that I had, but covered those and covered everything else with just pine straw. I hope it makes it.
I hadn't checked it. Do we got any roses growing in the yard? I hadn't looked this year. Are they out? Or when do roses start?
Usually, right now they're just starting to take on foliage.
Okay.
Mostly. I hadn't seen any really like roses in bloom, but everything's starting to just bud out now. So anyway, I tried. Hopefully, my stuff makes it.
Yeah,
I put a lot of time.
I'm pulling for you there. Or most schools, if I'm not mistaken, are going to be out tomorrow. Correct?
And Monday also.
Okay.
Lauderdale County schools are out tomorrow and Monday. And also, I know Lamar is out tomorrow and Monday. So I'm not sure about Russell. If y'all have any information on that, y'all might want to send it to us.
Pass that along to us. Tiffany says she's on her second cup of coffee. She may be going for a third before it's all over. Now,
I need a third.
Before that, this Keurig cup thing was invented, I'd probably go through a pot. I drink less if I do it by the cup now. And maybe that's better.
Because it takes more time, too. To do all that. I've got a coffee pot that'll do. On one side it's the canister, and then on the other side it's like a Keurig type thing, which is exactly what you got over here.
Angie, forgive me for that gift. I just don't want to use it for whatever reason. Because we do have. Let me see if the picture works.
It's so easy to use.
Let me see here. There it is over there in the corner.
It's very easy to use.
But I like to go down to, this is the studio, and I like to go down to Civilization and get a cup of coffee and walk outside and then come back up.
Yeah.
And if I do all that in here, because I stay in here 8-10 hours a day, doing this, doing that, and I like to move around a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's over there if somebody else wants to use it.
I'm
that's
going to start
visiting.
using it.
Go right ahead.
I'm going to bring you some little cups and
But I
use
I put my own coffee in there. I don't buy the Dunkin' Donuts. Angie does that, but I use my own particular blend, make it, put the right amount because I've got it in my head what tastes the best now.
Yeah.
And I'm all on it.
That's good.
I got an espresso machine one time I won at a Christmas party. I don't know what you do with it, but I got one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What do you do with that?
I don't know. Now I've gone to the coffee shop and they've done a little espresso. That's strong though. Espresso is very strong. Have you ever eaten coffee beans?
No.
Chocolate covered
doesn't sound
coffee
good.
beans. They're good, but they're strong. You need a little pick me up. Get you a few of those and toss them in your mouth and chew them up.
You trying to say make you high as a Georgia pine?
But they will boost your energy a little bit.
Boost your energy. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Good morning to Miss Ann Cook also, and Milton Savell watching this morning. Glad to have y'all here. Let's see a few things going on. They've and this is sort of old news. We go over to Twin States. This has been released to their newscast, and a coach has been named to Southeast High School. Congratulations to the new football coach and Coach Calvin Hampton passed away, and then our new coach. I was trying to find his name there.
Wade Pierce.
Well, congratulations to have him. I'm sure they're glad to have him.
Yeah, they said he's a native of Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Good. Tragic with the coach that they lost there.
Yes, that was tragic. That was awful.
Very well liked at Southeast. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about that.
When he passed away, I just remember seeing just a flood of people just comment on how good of a guy he was and how they thought so much of him. And I know that was a big loss for the students out there too, Yeah,
it was. Now, Twin States also went into the Christian Andrewrocchio case last night. I missed it at 9 o'clock when they done that. I'll dig more in that today, and we'll talk about tomorrow of what all that meant of moving forward with a special prosecutor assigned to it. And I don't have all the details, so I don't want to wander off into water that I truly don't know about. Yeah, because that's a complicated thing.
Yeah, it is. So, but, it's a good thing, I think.
Yeah, it looks it on the surface.
Yeah, that's happened. So, we still send prayers to Ray and her family that they will get justice for Christian.
Mm-hmm. Linda Jane says that espresso coffee makes hair grow on her toenails.
That's it.
That's stout.
It is stout. It's some strong stuff. Espresso is, but
I'm not sure that I've ever had any, but I'll let you know when I do try it.
yeah.
You've been kind of talking about this for a while, that you saw this coming. Canada has done it, and it's under the radar for most networks. They're not saying anything about it. It just sort of going on up there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why it's not being brought up, but Tucker Carlson has went into this. Mm-hmm. And this is talking about these internment camps. Mm-hmm. If you've got COVID, you're sent there. Canada has them up and rolling. And you read the article, and what it basically says, if you come back into the country, you've been out, and you test positive, no excuses, mandatory that you go to a government facility and stay until you get well. Now,
That's just,
it makes
you can't go to your home, but they're going to send you to a camp. I don't, that would concern me. I mean, that does concern me. And like I said, but I know I spoke to somebody when we were camping. This has been months back, and she was telling me that they had passed that and they had started building those in Canada, and that in the documents where they put these, like the government had started, building them, it said that it was used for COVID and other purposes. Is how it's stated.
And other is what bothers me.
Right, and other purposes. So they went ahead and opened that door, like kept that door open, so it can be used for other things. Who knows what? But
that is very well, But they what they're doing on all of this stuff from COVID is conditioning you to stuff that's not normal, and then the next step will be a little bit easier. The next thing you know, you're going to end up in a.
But I was told by somebody not too long ago, and I don't know all the details of it, so I won't go into it, but that they were building some COVID camp type stuff near Philadelphia. So I don't know if it had to do I was told it had to do with something with like reservation stuff. I don't know.
Getting more information on that, we'll pass along. But
that's kind of just odd to me. I mean, why would you send them?
Yeah, I would think you could recover more well at home. That kind of bothers me. And let me see if I can find this story, jump down to it, because it kind of goes in with that. Mm-hmm. If I can find it, we may have to come back to it. Here it is, Hawaii. This is another story, and they tie hand in hand. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure about all of this. They have developed a digital vaccine passport for travelers for the state to bid to overcome this COVID. Now, it's all right, let me try to spit out what I'm trying to say. Pretty soon you're going to have a card to where you get anything, is what I'm afraid is going to.
Which goes back to like stuff about,
chips,
in the Bible.
Yeah, chips and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And, now it's a card, but how long will it be before they go, you got to have this implanted in you to where we can just scan you as you come through.
Right.
And that does bother me. And that's when you have to make that decision. Are you going to take that?
Yeah.
I would not.
I mean, I feel like they'll, if they want to, they'll withhold something from you.
Food. That's a biggie.
So, yeah.
Your Social Security check or whatever it may be.
Right. Some kind of funding or something. Speaking of funding, yesterday I heard that in California they've already made this a thing to where if you go to get a building loan to build a home, they're requiring that it be solar. That you have solar panels put in your home, and that's a requirement to be able to get the loan, and that's in California. So that's going to kind of move on. And,
they're pushing that agenda for sure.
Right, they are. And I don't know if anybody's ever looked at solar panels, the expense on that. That's expensive.
Very.
And so I don't know who I would be. I mean, building materials themselves right now are so expensive that like we even had talked about building, but that's
going to hold off a little while.
That's going to be on the back burner for a while until that comes down, if it comes down.
I'd hate to think what it'd cost to build a deer stand right now.
I
really
my
would.
Gosh, stuff's tripled in price. Because I mean, I'm not a big builder, but I've been to Lowe's with my husband plenty of times to get stuff, and he says it has tripled in price.
OSB board that was $10 now going for $20 plus, maybe up to $30 now. I don't know the exact price of it, but it's somewhere up in there now.
We got a gallon of paint the other day, and it was $40-something for a
Whoa.
gallon of paint. Yeah.
Hello.
I mean, really.
But I know that pressure-treated 2x4s are somewhere between $8 to $10, to where that was used to be a $3, $3.50 type thing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we need like to redo, and it's just expensive to do it. So
your salary hadn't gone up
No.
to combat that.
No. Mm-mm.
And then we'll get into some of the things Joe's going to be doing that he says to help you. His taxes will go up. When you tax certain people, other people don't invest money into the market, which means you don't get overtime. We'll see. Another tragedy yesterday in California. As you look at the headlines, there 4 dead yesterday, including a child that was shot at an office complex. And from what I'm reading in here, this was, I think, a real estate office, and very well could have been, a family matter that escalated into more. But, over the last few weeks, they've put all this in the headlines of the shootings that have gone on. It highlights, and of course, Joe is after guns.
Yeah.
My question is, and this is tragic, I'm not trying to downplay this at all, but what about all of these gang shootings that happen every day across American cities, to where it's probably a lot more of them killed than even, the 4 that were killed here. But nationwide, think about how many people get killed with gang-related shootings, drive-bys, and things like that.
Look at all the destroying of the cities and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of people don't want to step off in that because, they're not doing anything about that. So, I'm not talking about law enforcement.
They
law
do what they
enforcement
can. They're
is
tied.
so overwhelmed in some of these cities that they've done the extent of what they can do without help from the government. You know what I'm saying?
And if you didn't have guns, criminals are still going to use any means necessary to accomplish what they want, whether that moves on to a knife, a stick, a club. They're going to adapt to what is available.
Well, I mean, look, they're letting all these people in the border. We've got enough crime and craziness already in the country, and then you're letting all these cartels and all this stuff move in, and you're not doing anything about it, just acting like it's not even happening. I mean, we got a president and a vice president that's acting like, oh, that's no big deal. That's not even happening. They won't even go look to see what's going on.
Day 8, and she's named the head of that now, and 8 days, and she still hadn't visited it.
Yeah. I mean, instead of focusing on stuff like that, they're trying to get voter laws changed because it's going to benefit them in the long run.
That's what
they
they're
don't
after.
care about. I mean, and I'm just stating the obvious. They don't care about the people of the country. In these towns that the crime, the drugs, all that stuff that's moving in.
I just don't see Middle America represented very well right now.
No.
And I say Middle America, and that includes Mississippi. If you go straight up and look at all of that red when the voting came out, your larger cities is what put them in. But Middle America just truly seems like, the folks that believe in God, the Bible, guns, and family, they're not necessarily represented everywhere right now.
Well, the middle class people, too, are the ones that's going to be paying the price for these tax increases, I know they say that people who make under 400,000 are not going to be the ones that are affected the most, but really they are. I mean, they're going to. Everybody's going to be, because everything's going to go up. Groceries, gas, like all the businesses are going to be taxed more, I think. So that's going to probably affect retirement funds.
I would say so.
So I don't know. I think it's going to trickle on down. It's going to affect everybody. I don't care if they do say people who make 400 or more, 400,000.
Yeah, it trickles down. That upper class who invest in their business, the folks that's out there that begin businesses, they're not going to add, make additions.
Right.
Why? It's just going to cost them more. They're not going to make any more.
I mean, health care, that's probably going to go up. I had somebody the other day that was talking about, I think it was their life insurance went from I don't even understand how this could happen, but went from $100 and something a month to $700 and something a month.
Did they just get old?
Well, they did get a little. I mean, the age changed.
The
it must have
bracket.
been into another bracket, but that is insane.
It is.
And so she was like, "We can't even afford that."
I've got one that, and I'd have to check and see what it costs. But when me and Angie first got married, for us to get the loan to get our first house, I had to insure my life for as much as the house was going to cost, and we've just had that little policy ever since. And they told me when I got it that by the time I was in my late 40s, it would pay for itself.
Yeah.
Nah, that was a lie.
Well, this was a term policy,
Yeah.
which if you can get a whole life policy, that's great because I mean, but I guess your age would not be affecting the price of the policy. You
Correct.
have a whole life policy, but not everybody can afford a whole life policy.
No. By the time you throw in car insurance, house insurance, and appliance insurance,
right,
it's a bunch out there. You just
is.
don't realize how many things you insure in life.
Well, we just moved everything to one insurance company because Kurt had his at one place.
You
and I
had
had
yours.
mine at one, so we moved everything over. And I mean, it was crazy. We got all kind. I mean, cars, house, boat, camper. I mean, everything. And it's just.
I forgot y'all had the big camper and boat.
Yeah, that and the tractor, everything's insured.
Yeah, you better insure a tractor. What they cost nowadays?
I know.
Ooh, have mercy.
I know.
You have to protect yourself.
Yeah.
I knew someone who had a barn that burned down, had a brand new tractor, and they didn't have separate insurance on the tractor, and the homeowners would not cover the tractor that got burned up in there, and they were just out 50 because it was a big cab air conditioning.
Right.
Out the money.
Oh, yeah. Goodness. Yeah, because, I mean, really, your contents, you usually have a certain limit for your contents of whatever.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Morning, Gail Gafford. Somebody said they had heard that also up around the Philadelphia area, possibly something being built there also. So let's see here. What else is going on? This is huge. It's going to be going on for weeks at a time, the George Floyd trial that has begun. As we turn to this, a guy that was in the store says that he did act suspicious when he had difficulty forming words, couldn't talk to him. He's testifying. And as you pointed out to me, there's a lot of video that has never been seen up until now that is coming out.
Yeah, it is.
Again, do I think this is going to change the verdict at the end? No, I do not.
Right.
There is one guy that won't even testify that was right there by it. He's refusing to speak. And I guess that's your right.
Yeah. Yeah, he was with George Floyd in the store right before.
And here's a picture of the store of what they've got. This is when he was in. So I assume it was this gentleman here that testified that he wasn't acting normal while he was in the store.
Yeah, but there's a friend was with George Floyd, and so they were going to try to make him testify, and I think he was going to plead the fifth or something on it.
That sounds right.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's just going to be a mess, I think, either way.
It is.
Because, I mean, I think they're going to ramp up the craziness regardless in these cities.
Oh, it's going to be protest, y'all.
I mean, if one
y'all
little
expect
thing doesn't go in the direction they want it to, it's going to be a mess. So,
and you move to this one, and where will this lead here? Here's another thing that has happened. 2 sheriff's deputies are indicted for manslaughter in the death of a man who was 40, who they tasered, and it was filmed for live PD. And I did not realize that had even happened there. So $150,000 bail for the sheriff's deputies to get out on that. That happened back in March of 19, and that was in Texas. There were 2 sheriff's deputies there. We'll follow that case.
I think tasers are, I mean, I know they're needed and stuff, but I just,
But a taser is better than a bullet, is it not?
It really is, but I guess you just don't ever know how it's going to affect somebody, though.
Well, if you have a
an
heart
electrical
condition,
current through somebody's body, and if you have a heart condition, what if you got a pacemaker and they don't know it?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just scary.
I saw one time, and I'm not running law enforcement down by any means. But
yeah, no, I'm not either.
It was a guy it was a red light that looked drunk. And he had a reaction to his medicine, and he wasn't moving. He was sitting in his car, and they commenced to whooping him like there wasn't no tomorrow. You know, they demanded he get out of the car. He wasn't physically able to, and they whooped him some kind of bad. That was back in the days, we used that stick if somebody didn't.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know whatever become of the case, but I watched that video footage. It was pretty rough. But, those are isolated cases on things like that. That doesn't happen every day.
I don't think that anybody deserves to be beat down in the ground unless they're resisting and trying to harm
other people.
Some other people, yeah.
And you got somebody with a knife, machete thing going on. You got to do what you got to do.
Right. I mean, you can't just stand there and let them.
That's right.
Hurt or kill somebody.
But that's another case that is out there to watch. As we talked about Joe and his $2 trillion infrastructure thing that he's doing, it's all worries about this. Where the money going? Here's the headline of the breakdown of it. $174 billion is going to go to electric cars. Now, I'm not sold on those yet, or is anybody?
I'm not. I don't want an electric car. I like my gas, operated car. They're going to put caps, though, on oil wells and stuff, too. There's certain amounts going towards that. What I want to know is, where is this money coming from?
$20 billion on bike lanes?
Where is the money coming from to fund this? Like, I want to know, is it coming from China? Like, because I'm going to tell you what, like, I know, like, in Jamaica, I think it is, China has funded them to do new road systems in their country. They've given them money for improvements. So like, they pretty much own them.
What Joe claims is he's going to tax the American business, the rich, to pay for this.
Well, it's like somebody said last night, if you're going to do that, you should pay for it over a certain amount of years, like over a 30-year, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, not just, I want to know where the money's coming from.
Well, it's going to be the American taxpayer, and they say they're trying to help the middle class, but who always gets stuck with the bill? The middle class. The middle class guy.
To do this stuff, though, they have to have the money up front to get it done.
Yeah.
So then they're going to try to get the money back from the taxpayers. So where's the money coming from up front? I mean, last I checked, I thought we were kind of in debt.
Yeah, we are.
So where is billions of dollars and trillions of dollars coming from if you're not borrowing it from somebody else?
And Lord knows the United States
side.
owes other countries way more than we should ever have been indebted for. Y'all know what we're talking about.
Yeah. I think they should have to tell the American people where the money's coming from. Like, where is this money coming from to fund this stuff up front? Okay, I get that you're going to tax everybody to try to get the money and pay it back. But where's it coming from?
Yeah. Dave Ramsey making the headlines this morning. I'm not sure how you feel about this, but they have certain policies. He's, he has real Christian values, and they have, what's the word I'm looking for? This is their company policy. A lady was fired that works at his company because she got pregnant and she was outside of marriage, and that's in the contents of, you can't do this if you work for us. And it's causing quite a stir nationwide. He says it's their right to do that. It was in there when they were hired. So that's a big headline that's happened across America. And some agree with that, some don't agree with that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you sign something saying that you'll abide by
those rules,
then rule, and it happens to you, I mean, you got to abide by the rule. I mean, you ain't got to like it, I don't guess.
Right.
But I don't condemn her for doing that. I mean, I was a mother that was not, I mean, I'm just going to say, I mean, I was not married when I had Alden. But he's a blessing. I will tell you that.
No, I understand that.
So I can't condemn somebody for doing that.
So that was their company policy, but he's getting raked across scrolls across America for that.
But like I said, I mean, if I was working a job where I had signed a contract, I can't, I would just be like, okay, I'll buy me something else, But
I know that there's like people that work for a church that not necessarily go to, attend church there, but actually are employees of churches. Sometimes sign things like that. Of this is our policy, and if you cross those lines, then you can't work for us.
Well, I've known people who have been like really involved in a church, and the people like. I knew somebody that maybe had an affair or something, and the church said, "Well, you can't do this anymore. You can't be involved in."
Yeah, you're a leader, and you're expected to be.
So, I guess it's the church's prerogative, the business's prerogative.
Correct.
So I don't know.
So, well, there you go. That's a headline. I wanted to share that with you, what was out there, in case you heard it somewhere else. You kind of know what everybody's talking about. We want to talk about Snowden Company. They're right here in the Meridian area. If you're looking to sell your home, talk to Amanda first. Let her come out and do a comparison price and let you know what your home is worth. Get the most for it. She's in need of homes right now. They had record sales, and they're looking for new homes to put on the market. If you're thinking about selling your home, talk to her today. Call her at 601-453-3937. The number's there on the screen. They've got an office there in Poplar Springs, up here in Meridian. Can't miss it. If it's time to sell, talk to them because the demand is high right now for homes.
Yeah.
There are a lot selling out there. Instead of building, people are buying pre-owned homes, and that's what you want to do.
And you might not know what your home is worth. You might think, oh, I'm gonna stick this price on it, but you need to go and speak to a professional because you might be lowballing your home and not even know it. I mean, it might be worth a lot more. So,
and it is as they always say, in most families, the biggest single item that you will ever purchase. And that's a big decision.
It is.
And you would be so shocked about, like, you buy a place, and if you don't know what the laws are and these covenants mean, and having a real estate agent like Amanda that understands all this and explains it to you, you don't want to get into something where you can't put a shed in your backyard. And then you find out later and you go, well, why did that happen?
Yeah, or it has to look just like your house.
Yeah,
you know? So,
So she'll give you all that information. They pay attention to detail, some of the homes that they have for sale there. They specialize now in the counties of Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, Neshoba, Clark counties. She'll do you right, treat you good. Here's a home that's for sale there. As we go through this, they're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So as we move into the weekend, by appointment only, closed on Sundays. And she hopes everybody goes off to attend Easter Sunday there. Let Snowden Company handle all your real estate needs. Visit them online. You can take a look at it and see all the employees that work there. Real nice folks there. SnowdenRealEstate.com is how you found them. And that's Amanda there. She's the lady that runs it all. See her today. She'll help you if you're thinking of selling, buying, whatever the need is. Certified real estate negotiating expert.
That's right.
Again, that's right here in the Meridian area. Her number is 601-453-3937. If you need that number, we'll be glad to inbox you with all of that. So she'll help you there. Let's see here. What else is happening today? Let's see. Let's go to Florida. This is, I don't know if this will ever go away for quite some time.
Yeah.
This is the deal with, how do you say his last name?
Epstein.
Epstein, and the lady that's in jail right now, her first name is Ghislaine?
Ghislaine, I think is how you say it, Maxwell.
I'm going to nickname her Gertie so I can pronounce it. But,
call her Gizzy.
But a real estate agent is claiming that she was raped by him in front of all of them, and that this Ghislaine lady more or less participated in it.
In front of her 8-year-old son.
Yeah, so the list keeps growing here of what's going on with this case, and that's him if you're wondering who we're talking about.
Yeah, you know, you hadn't really heard a whole lot about that, but I think the reason you don't hear a whole lot about it because there's a lot of people that were probably involved in that who are probably kind of top politicians maybe or something going on with it. So I think it would cause a bigger stink right now. But she seems like a sicko, though. I mean, to be helping somebody do stuff like that, that's just, I'm surprised she's still breathing, you know, really. I mean, I'm surprised that somebody has not. Yeah,
like how his fate ended up.
Right. Because I'm not real 100% sure that was a suicide like that.
I think most of Americans think that there was something fishy about it. Don't know what really happened, but something went on.
That's right, yeah.
Mega rich, and it has always seemed that, and he did for the longest get away with what they call almost like murder. You know how they always say, there's other big family names that get away with just about what they want to across it. Somebody made a comment that as you get into this, future generations will pay for this through inflation of all of this. It's coming.
This, Jeremiah Johnson says the money comes from quantitative easing, printing money with no gold backing.
Yeah, and it's not backed by, remember the silver certificates? It meant you could take that dollar or that $20 bill in and demand that amount in silver. That's not on coins and currency anymore. It's not backed by silver.
Oh, okay.
So that was a big deal when that went away. It deflates the value of it. And another thing that I am not, and I don't know as much, I'm wading off into something that I don't have all the details. Have y'all heard of all this about digital money?
Yeah, I have.
It does not sound
good.
Good.
Digital dollar, yeah.
Which means you can't go over and buy something from Joe and give him $400 without them knowing about what you're doing. Now, I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either. But I mean, and teenagers too. You know how they'll work for $20 cutting their yard, get $20. I mean, how are you gonna do that? I mean, but I hear a lot of people like advertising buying gold.
Yeah, I see that a lot.
They want you to buy gold. So,
and then like if you've got cash hidden, to transfer to this stuff, they'd only give you like 80 cents on the dollar for your money when you cashed it in to go digital. That ain't right.
No.
Now, I do not know. I don't have that in writing in front of me, so I can't back up what I'm saying. That's just hearsay of what I'm hearing about all this.
So, what if you have like a bunch of money in the bank or something in a savings, and they go to a digital
that could be
dollar?
transferred.
Do you only get a certain amount of that?
It would
out?
be money that you don't have that they don't know about, like cash money in a safe somewhere. You know, a lot of people do that. They keep cash on hand at home in case they have an emergency.
But like, what is that good? Does that do you if they go to a digital?
It wouldn't.
dollar?
It'd be worthless.
So you're gonna have like tons of money you can't use.
Right, and that's where they would only give you 80 cents on the dollar for your
Yeah.
money.
Right.
Because they're going to get their tax money out of it. Is what they're after. Because there's a lot of people that deal in cash with this kind of business, that kind of business, and what they're after is more taxes. I don't think America wants this at all.
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
Because I like having a $20 bill in my pocket.
Well, that's just them wanting total control.
And that's
I mean,
right.
total control. You can't even. It's crazy to me. And you know what? People voted. These
Yeah,
people
they
in.
did.
They voted these
Yes, they
people
did.
in. So.
Yesterday at the Capitol, there was a ruckus in Washington. It was a suspicious package at the Capitol. And you know what? It's still a suspicious package because we'll never know what was in it.
Yeah.
They cleared it out. No, it was no threat to anyone. It was cleared out of the Capitol. Everything went back to normal after that. But they never told what was in it. Like it was a Barbie doll being delivered somewhere or something. They didn't tell an explanation on
It
that.
was Nancy's gourmet ice cream.
It could have been. Now, this is one of those scary things I guess probably the biggest concern if you fly. A plane took off yesterday with a Utah Jazz team on it. It had to make an emergency landing. It was right after they flew out of Memphis. Hit birds. Look at that.
Goodness.
That could have been deadly there.
Yeah, because it cracked it.
Yeah. That's the avionics. Everything that an airplane does is right there in the cone of that. And if that's damaged, you can crash easily. Thankfully, everybody landed. It was all good, and they're safe and sound now. But birds, you go back to
And the engines, birds are like a hazard too.
what was
like
the guy that landed in the river there, and they made the movie about it?
Tully.
Yeah,
Something.
Sully.
Tully.
That's what happened to them is those birds.
Yeah.
But a great movie. Tom Hanks did do a good job in that. I'll say that.
You know, I've not watched that, but
You hadn't?
No, I've just seen the interviews with him and the story. I've never watched it.
And I want to call my wife out right now, just because I think she's been ugly to me.
Oh, my goodness.
I think this is ugly. Me and her were watching Yellowstone together, and I sometimes have to come back up here and work on things.
Yeah.
And it's been kind of busy for me the last, say 4 days. We were at the beginning of season 2. She's done. She didn't wait on me.
Oh, she didn't.
No.
That's as bad as watching a movie with somebody and they fall asleep.
But I mean,
And then they ask you about everything.
No concern with
Oh,
me
goodness.
if I wanted to watch it with her. She just went right
I
on.
bet she'll go back and watch it again.
Well, she might do it, but that
then
ain't.
she'll tell you everything.
No, I'm that guy that likes to be told.
Oh,
I
really?
don't like surprises. I would rather somebody tell me this is coming up, so I'll be watching for it.
Look,
I am abnormal when it comes to watching movies.
I probably aggravate people when I'm watching something because I'm one of those that I'm like thinking the whole time, like I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like, oh, you know what? I bet you he's gonna go in that room and they gonna knock him in the head. I bet you he's going with her at the end of this thing.
So have you watched Yellowstone yet?
Yeah, I have. I watched a few episodes of it.
A few or all of it?
No, I haven't watched all of it, and I need to stop. I don't know though. The language is just.
The language is rough, but I'm telling you, it's some kind of good.
It is good, but I would have to start from the beginning, like y'all,
Yeah.
and watch it because I don't like watching stuff out of order.
Yeah,
you know?
it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't because I'm like, I thought they were dead. Why are they still?
So the little kid, you remember the little kid on there, Jimmy? He's the little criminal that they hired at the ranch.
Okay,
that
I hadn't seen that.
really doesn't know anything, and they took duct tape for him to break a horse, and they duct taped him to the horse to break it.
Oh,
that
gosh. No, I don't know.
guy. Can you imagine that?
Oh, no.
If that don't make a man out of you, nothing will.
Lord.
But interesting show, and that
it is.
what is it? Her name Beth. She ain't a pretty woman, but she sure is tough.
You talking about his daughter?
Yeah. Isn't her name Beth?
She always looks like she's had a hard life or something.
Yeah, she's a drinker.
Yeah, she is.
And that's all because of her mama and that death thing. I'll give that part away. That's all I've gotten to so far. But I'll get back into it. But she went ahead and watched it right on there without me.
Well, you stayed up here too long then.
Yeah, I must have. David made a comment there that what they're doing is trying to require a vaccination passport to track what you do digitally with that card there. That's
to buy and sell digitally. Yeah.
Makes sense. Let's see, as we always bring up, watch who you date, what you do, how you do it. This is another one of these incidents. It may be Russia, but it doesn't matter. Where you live, what you're doing, there's bad people in this. This guy kills his girlfriend because he was afraid she would flirt with other people.
That is crazy.
If you date anybody that is jealous, it's time to move on. Yeah. Because it's never going to get any better. 20 years from then, they're going to still have it.
I can't say that. I don't know. I'm jealous a little bit. Well, probably, I don't know. I can be jealous. But you got to give me something to be jealous about. I'm not going to, cut your head off because I'm scared you're going to flirt with somebody. That's crazy, jealous.
So, I could set your husband up?
No, say if somebody come up and was, blatantly flirting. Because there's women out there that do that now.
You'd jump on them?
I would be like, really? I mean, that would bother me. So.
Have you seen those videos that they make and they put out there to where it's pranks and the guy will go into the dressing room to try on it and the salesperson will go up, she'll be just in a shirt and she'll put lipstick and put on the side of his neck. He comes out and he gets jumped on. He has no idea why.
Yeah, that is funny. That's funny to do
but
stuff like that.
And accidents happen like that. I'm here to tell you, it's had me get lipstick and you don't know where it come from. And you can't explain it. Really? I see you. You don't believe me either.
There's a guy, I cannot remember what his name is, but one time he's calls people and pranks them.
Oh, you talking about from John Boy and Billy?
How
big old boy are you?
No, I cannot think of this guy's name, but he pranked a guy one time. He called a cleaners. Yeah. And he claimed that that his wife jumped on him, left him because there was a pair of panties, a woman's pair of underwear in his pocket of his jacket when he got it and brought it home, and it was not him that put it there. And so he wanted to know who was trying his jacket on at cleaners. But anyway, I mean, just funny stuff like that. I like pranks.
Roy D. Mercer was
that
probably...
That is the one.
Yeah, Roy D.
Roy D. Mercer.
And that's John Boy and Billy.
Okay, yeah, that's him. And but it was something about some underwear in the pocket of his
one of the funniest they done was the Ford salesman, where the wife goes down. He comes down there and he goes, she come down there and look at a terrace, and you showed her a probe. And I don't appreciate you showing her your probe. And and you gonna be there all day?
Oh my gosh! Well, there was another one. It wasn't he the one that did. You have all these 800 callers, people calling your house constantly. Robocalls. And all of a sudden you get aggravated. Well, somebody called to sell something, and he said, "Sir, hold on just a minute." And he goes, "Yeah, cover the body." And he comes back and he says, "You do realize you just called a murder scene, right?" How well did you know, Mister? How well did you know him? He's like, "Sir, I'm just calling." And he goes, "Well, he was."
Somebody, Greg Daniels just posted Willie P. Richardson. Willie P. is funny too, and Willie P., if I'm not mistaken, is one of the ones that done where he calls the funeral home and has had the body in because they couldn't afford it, and they just kind of kept it in the garage for a few weeks there. And it was, "Sir, you can't be having a." Funny.
Oh my goodness.
I was never in radio anybody that could pull those pranks off. That is just not my personality. I could not ever pull that off.
Yeah.
So I never went there. But the absolute best of anybody that I ever had on the radio with me that done pranks that was funny was Shirley Q. Liquor. By far, Shirley Q. was the absolute funniest person that ever.
Yes.
And I remember when Shirley came and done it live in Meridian with us, and I had to look at the wall the other way to be able to talk to Shirley because Shirley is not what you think. He was a guy.
Yeah.
And that voice that come out of Shirley was just, oh my gosh.
That's about like Medea.
Yeah.
I get so tickled listening.
Medea is funny. As the old saying is, I don't care who you are.
I know, it is. I love all those movies. But anyway.
Good stuff there. Let's see here what else is going on in the big wide world here. There's one thing about being overweight.
Yeah.
You can't always help it. You're overweight. But this woman here, I don't know how she afforded this. As you go to, she's skinny now. She went on a big diet, and she was spending $700 a week on fast food.
How do you do that? Like, how do you? I mean,
Can you imagine? Now this is what she looks like now, and that's where she was. She don't look that big to me. That ain't.
That ain't looking like you eating $700 a week.
She must have. She could chew it up pretty good though. But
How do you spend? I mean, where you buying your food at?
Well,
like,
you know,
show ain't McDonald's on the dollar menu for $7.
Now, if you go and take 5 people out, 5 to 6 people, that's going to be $100 bill.
Well, yeah,
easily.
yeah.
But for one person,
Yeah,
$100. Can you imagine?
yeah. I mean, that is a lot. Oh my
Whoa,
gosh.
doggy. We can't afford that up in our household. No, it just can't happen. Now, I put this out there yesterday, and I think it's good. It would probably cut back on a lot of family problems if this were to be done nationwide. I never see this happening. The way it's worded, though, and I'll throw it up here after I do it. It takes 5 other states for this to go into effect, but this is what Utah is doing. They're signing a bill that will block cell phones and any other devices of picking up the what's a word for it other than that word? Is there a word for it?
Videos of risque activity.
There you go, Candace. Yeah. But it would block it to where your cell phone couldn't get it. And probably bring families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Closer together. Husbands and wives might, or boyfriends and girlfriends, or people who, whatever, couples might be a little closer. If they
We're trying to word it all politically and great.
Right.
But that may happen there as we go into
It
that.
says by the year 2031. That's a
If
long
5
time.
other states join them, they'll do that. I'm not sure that there are 5 other states that will do it. Here's the governor of Utah, what he looks like. I don't guess I've ever seen him before.
I hadn't either.
And, of course, that is the state where you can have, like, I don't know if it's legal or not, but most of them have 5 or 6 wives, that kind of thing going on there.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Which
happen.
I think is crazy.
It doesn't happen in any other parts of the United States as big as it does there. I'm sure that there's people in other states that have done it, but that is primarily the state that you hear that from.
Yeah.
And then, like that dude on TV, what's the name of it? With his 4 or 5 wives?
Sister wives.
Yeah.
That's just.
Is it because
I can't
he's?
fathom that.
Is it because he's a handsome fella?
I don't think he's that handsome. I mean,
And then he was all upset a few weeks ago, released a statement because of the pandemic. They're wearing him out.
talking about jealousy now. You can't be jealous if you got a husband that's got 4 or 5 other wives.
And you agreed to it.
Right.
And again, isn't it against the law in the United States to have more than one wife?
Well, I mean, I thought it was.
I did too. It's called
Polygamy?
Yeah, that word.
Is that right?
I believe it is.
Polygamist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that was illegal. But
Oh, goodness.
and if so, how are they doing the television show?
Oh, he did Greg Daniels says that Willie P did the cleaner prank as well. Maybe it was Willie P. I don't know, but it was funny.
Yeah, Willie P's funny.
I love listening to pranks. So anyway,
Coca-Cola takes another stand. Coca-Cola, as we all know, has made some headlines on the national level. I'm not talking locally. I'm talking national out of Atlanta, Georgia. As you look at the headline here, they are condemning Georgia's state new law on voting rights, and they're condemning it. I'm going to leave that there just to let you know what the head of Coca-Cola is doing there out of Georgia. I'm not going to add to that.
Yeah.
Here's a good thing, and I would not have recognized him had it not had the headline because of the mask thing.
Can you say that?
Let's see here.
Supercalifragilistic.
No, let me pull that up where everybody can. No. Say it again.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
No, I cannot. Nor could I spell that. That's a big word.
There's a song
I remember as
about
a
that.
kid.
Well, it's one of the movies. What is it?
Couldn't
like
tell you on
something
that
with
one.
Mary Poppins. Isn't it on there?
Missed that one.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I know in school the kids used to try to do, and I never could spell it, so I didn't partake in those
I
conversations.
tried to spell it. I'm sure I didn't spell it right, but anyway.
But Dick Van Dyke is 95, still drives himself in good health, and has been out. Well, he's been doing good things. He's been handing out money. But glancing at that, I wouldn't have recognized him. And as they zoom in on this, he's toting $100 bills, and he goes out and he's giving it to the less fortunate, helping people.
That's nice.
So thumbs up for Dick Van Dyke.
Oh,
and of
yeah.
course, let's go down and There's Dick there. You can almost tell that it's him at that angle.
Yeah.
As you go down, and of course that's what we all remember him.
Though. Yeah.
That's a good deed.
I mean, to me, when you're that, at that age of your life, you want to do stuff that helps people. I would think. You don't want to just if you got money. I mean.
And sometimes you don't know what $100 could do for somebody else that's in need.
Yeah, right.
Whether it's medication or it feeds a belly for that night. So thumbs up to him for doing that. This one almost seems like one of these shows I'm sitting back watching Horatio on CSI Miami, and the time that he took the scarf and lifted a fingerprint and busted somebody. Yeah. I go, But here's the headlines, and is this coming to America? Is this true? Burglars be aware, they're saying that they can collect DNA from the air in a room, suck it up in like a vacuum cleaner, and identify who was in there.
That is odd.
I am not a scientist by no means.
How would you do that?
He goes into detail here about how they suck it up in there and they run it through a machine and it tells what the DNA was in the room. I don't know who that smart person was that invented that, but you way over my pay grade.
Me too.
So that's what's happening there. Let's see here. I don't know enough about this. It's kind of odd. Tucker has dived off into it, and you recognize this guy, and they want to get rid of this guy for number one.
Right, they don't like him because he speaks his mind.
Yeah, and let me show you a picture of him so you'll know who we're talking about. This guy here, Matt. They're trying to say that he's involved in some form of a sex plot dealing with somebody who's underage. He's denying all of this, of somebody that was, they made the brokerage to get out of another country from Iran. And they're claiming that he was involved with somebody underage in some type of sext, and I don't know enough about it. But Tucker interviewed him and he said it was the most weird thing he's ever done. So I've got to dig deeper into it, but that's a headline that's out there. Do you know any more than I do?
No, I had not even heard about that until this morning when I saw it.
Popping up on every headline around, and I've got to look at it closer to understand it. It's deep.
So did you watch any interview?
No, I just saw the headline from Tucker. It said, where he goes, that was the weirdest interview I've ever done. Now, what Tucker meant by that, I do not know because I don't know enough about it, but he's accused of a lot of bad things. And, of course, people, if he's a good guy, they want to come up and get rid of him. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt until I read the story and find out more about that.
Yeah.
But look into that today if you see the story. And I probably shouldn't have brought it up without knowing what I'm talking about on that. That's my bad.
I'll be looking for it now, though. I'm glad you brought it up.
So. But y'all look into that. You go back to the Brett Kavanaugh. He was not guilty of anything that they accused that poor man of. And I'm going to lead this down this road. This guy is innocent until I see something.
That's what's scary. They can, if it's not true, they can destroy people's lives just by making up stuff and framing people, and that's the scary thing.
It happens every day.
It makes me think that they got like a little section of people that's going, okay, I want you to take this person. I want you to dig up anything on it. If you can't dig it up, just make it up.
Well, let's go back to that, what you just said. If y'all remember back when Jennifer Flowers came forward and said that against Clinton. Yeah. What's her name started a war room to destroy her. She hired countless private detectives to dig into her family, and any woman that said anything against Bill, they destroyed them. Yeah. That's what goes on. That's politics. That's what they do to you out there. Well, occasionally you have issues at your house, and one of the worst things that can happen is you need to go to the bathroom and you can't. Yeah, that's where our friends come in.
Because your toilet's messed up.
It's messed up. And Masterflow Plumbing want to be there to help you. Galen Bradshaw, they're going to take care of all the areas here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast and Hattiesburg. Those areas, that's where they come to. When drains don't work, as you say, we do.
That's right.
They're there to help you there, and it does happen. Now, let's say you've got a problem underneath your home. This is a home that they went in and dug out and fixed all the plumbing underneath it. Now, and we'll show you some pictures of the slab issue, too. Things happen underneath your home that you just don't know about. They're there to crawl around. That's hard work. I'm here to tell you.
I can't even imagine having to get down.
They'll get you back going. This is a home that had to have, and this happens too. Your water lines was put in, or your plumbing was put in years ago, and you got that old clay pipe. It starts, toilet paper gets hung up in it. Next thing you know, it's overflowing into the floor of your home. They're there to replace all that, put it back, and where it will work with one flush, it's gone away. That's a good way to put that. here's a line that they went in and fixed that was in a bend, and the connection didn't work right. It had come loose right there in that picture there that you see. They went in, got a new connection, put it back together, that started working again. New water lines, if you've got a cracked one or maybe somebody bust one in your yard.
Tree roots will get in there and tear them up too as they grow. Yeah,
they'll replace that, have it fixed. And this is slabs. This is a common thing of homes that were built somewhere anywhere from the 50s through the late 70s that had the copper piping and the metal pipes that were put in the ground. If you get a leak in that, what do?
Yeah.
You call them. They can get under there and fix it all. They'll reroute it, fix it, get you going at no time flat. You don't want your house flooded by any means. Faucet, this is a common thing.
Ours, we've had issues with a couple of faucets lately.
Yeah.
So.
You get these handles here, then they just start spinning. You can't control it. You can't turn it off. Well, they can fix all that. Come in and put new faucets in the kitchen. If you need your drains cleaned out, they'll do this, and they'll guarantee it for 60 days that they got it out. That's good to know. And, of course, water heaters. Have mercy. Those are a pain. When they go to leaking, and you need somebody quick to fix it right here. Right. Talk to them at Masterflow from your toilets all the way around. They're licensed, insured. They got 36 years experience, and they will fix anything plumbing. And, again, they're drain specialists. See them for the Mississippi Gulf Coast, anywhere in the Hattiesburg area if you're watching. If you have a problem, talk to them today. Galen will help you there. They're great folks that know what they're doing when it comes to the plumbing.
That's right.
So let's see.
Care of.
They sure will. This is the day before Good Friday. Well, that's coming quick, isn't it?
It is.
Today, again, be on the lookout because it is April Fool's Day. Pranks galore, no matter where you are.
Right. So before you react to some major bad news, check and see if it's a prank.
Yeah, I've seen people that do the lottery. I've seen them print up the fake newspapers.
Oh, that would be horrible.
They quit their job.
Oh gosh, that would be awful. You quit your job thinking you won the lottery, and somebody go, you know what, April Fools.
Yeah, and if you're doing a prank, don't carry it too far.
Right.
Be nice. Be kind.
Yeah, don't let them go till tomorrow to tell them. That was an April Fool's joke.
That's right.
I thought you knew that.
So be careful. Be on the lookout out there. We want to thank each and every one of you for watching us this morning. Very kind of you. If you wouldn't mind, share this. Invite your friends. Follow the page. When weather breaks out, we break in and go after this hard and heavy to let you know. Yesterday was not all that bad. Our weather has moved out. No rain for 7 days.
That is good. That's the best news because I'm so tired of rain.
I still got water overflowing over my driveway out here. There's a lot.
It just stands. Yeah. It is a lot of rain. I'm ready for some sunshine and a little bit warmer weather.
That's right. All right, we'll be back tomorrow morning to bring you a Good Friday. That's going to be happening bright and early around 8:30 tomorrow, so join us. And as always, we'll keep you up to date with the latest that's going on nationwide and locally of anything that pops up. So
that's right. Well,
anything we need to say?
I want you to have a blessed day and have a safe day and remember to smile.
There you go.
If you don't have your mask on, smile.
It brightens somebody. If you go in somewhere grumpy, everybody gets grumpy.
Brighten somebody's day. So y'all have a wonderful day.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by